I'm going to go over some of the basic features of the Honeywell security system. This will work on a Vista 20, Vista 21, Vista 10, Vista 15, and most Lynx and ReadyGuard systems. All the Honeywell keypads have the same basic features on them. Now the functionality may be a little different based on whether you have a Vista 10, Vista 15, Vista 20, 21. So some of the features won't work, but the basic features like stay, away, chime mode, test mode, how to change the user codes almost stay the same on almost every single Lynx Honeywell panel there is. Now the first thing I want to go over with you is how to change your code. The default code on a Honeywell panel is 1234. If you had your system put in, your installer should have given you the code. If you do not have the master user code, none of these features will work because you cannot change any other codes without the master code. If you do not have the master code or forgotten the code, try what most installers would put in if you weren't there, 1234 0000 4321. And in some cases, they'll put in your house number if it's a new construction and they don't know who's going to be living there. They'll put the house number in. So if your house number is 123, they may put 0123. In our case, the main code is 1234. Something else to remember in here, there are up to 36 different users you can put in. User number 1 is the installer. User number 2 is the master code. Master code is needed to change everything. You can also assign a duress code. A duress code is basically a silent alarm. So if somebody came in and was holding you at gunpoint, told you to disarm the alarm, you could punch in a code that would shut the alarm off internally, but would actually send a signal to your monitoring company. So let's start by changing your user code. If you want to write this down, sometimes it's easier to write down the steps. You only have a few seconds in between each one of these numbers to continue on, or it will time you out and you might end up entering a wrong code by mistake somehow. So in order to change your code, if you look on the keypad, each one of these numbers has a word on it. Whatever that word is the corresponding command. So the first thing you do is you enter your master code number. In our case, it's 1234, and it would be followed by the command you want to do. So to change your code, 1, 2, 3, 4, number 8, the user number 02, and then we're going to make it 4321, 4321, and you should get a beep after that. Now the reason you put it in 2 times is since it's your master code, if you make a mistake, it's making sure that you put that code in, because if not, you're going to have to call an installer. They're going to have to come out and wipe your entire panel and reprogram everything. So do not forget your master code. Just to go over it again, I'm going to turn it back into 1 through 3, 4. So I'm going to do 4, 3, 2, 1, 8 for code, 02 for the user, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever number that you want to put it in there as. So if you want to put 1595, that's what you would enter there. Next thing we want to do is we want to learn how to arm it. So away mode, stay mode, and you'll see over here there's some quick function buttons. Some installers put these in, some do not. I prefer to program them, makes it easier for my homeowners. Not everybody does that. But the buttons on the front will correspond. So if you're leaving the house, you're going to put it in away mode. What away mode does is that arms the doors and the windows and the motion sensors in the house, so they're all active. Stay mode would be if you're home at night and you want to be able to walk around, that would bypass your motion sensors but still allow the doors and the windows to be protected. So in order to put it in the away mode, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 2. And default is 45-second exit delay. Enter delay is 45 seconds. Your installer may change that to whatever he wants. If you need longer to get in or longer to get out, you can get that. You just have to tell your installer to do that. Now number 1 has off on it, so we're going to cancel this code before it arms all the way. So I'm going to do main code 3, 4, and number 1 for off. You'll be getting that same beeping sound if you come through your front door. It'll be beeping at you. Master code and then the command. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and off to turn it off. So the next thing we want to do is learn how to arm it in stay mode, which is, again, if you're going to be home at nighttime, this will let you get up, walk around the inside of your house without setting off the motion sensors. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. This time we're going to hit the stay button. Now you notice this time it's not beeping at you. That's basically, you still got the same amount of time to get in, get out, open and close the doors. But basically if you're going to bed at nighttime, the last thing you want to listen to is 45 seconds or a minute of loud beeping noise. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, off, shuts it off. Next thing to learn would be how to bypass a zone. So let's say, for instance, we have a door or a window that's open. Let's say that's your bedroom window. If you push the star key, it says press star for fault, it comes up with a zone number. So you would know that's the bedroom. You should have a list of your zones. This is a 6160 keypad. This could actually be programmed to say bedroom. You can get voice keypads that will tell you it's the bedroom. So what I want to do is I want to leave the bedroom window open tonight. Or let's say you want to leave the front door open so someone could come in the middle of the night without waking everybody up. So what we want to do is we want to bypass that zone. We want to basically say, hey, I know that zone's open. It's okay. Same as before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 for bypass. And we're going to bypass 17. So as you can see, our red light just came back on. It doesn't matter whether we open and close this door and window again. It's going to stay ready to arm. And that will allow us to bypass it with our window open. Now to clear the bypass, you would punch in your code and off, just like you're turning off the system. That gets rid of the bypass. The bypass will not stay. The first time you arm and disarm it again, that clears the bypass. So if you're having problems with a sensor, this will let you bypass it temporarily, but you're going to have somebody come out there and take a look at your sensor eventually. One of the other common features is having the doors beep when you open and close them. Also, if you're putting a pool in your backyard, we're in the state of South Carolina, any door opening or window opening to a pool area has to have some sort of a chime on it. So in this case, you can actually use your alarm panel to get by that. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, number 9. And what that does is turns on the chime. So when you open and close doors, it will beep at you. Now, it will not beep on motion sensors because that would be annoying. If it does beep on a motion sensor, either your installer did not program it correctly, or you have it set that way in particular. So if, for instance, you have one in your garage and you want to know if someone's walking in the garage, you can actually program that so it beeps so you know that someone's in the garage. Now, let's say, for instance, we want to add a user. Let's say you have a housekeeper, a friend, family member, neighbor, and you want to share this information with them. You can do, again, up to 36 different users. So in this case, we're going to do 03 for the user number 3. Remember, number 1 is your installer, number 2 is your master. So you go 03, 04, 05, all the way up to 36. So we're going to add a 03. Now, there's no way for it to remember which one this is. If you have Total Connect, you can actually go into your computer and change that. If not, you're just going to need to keep a manual record somewhere of who each user number is. So we're going to assign a new user. So I'm going to do the master code, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 for codes, 03 for our new user, and I'm going to do 9876. Now you'll notice it beeped after one time. Again, the only time you need to enter that code twice is if you are doing your master code. If you messed that up, 9876, and you punched in the wrong buttons, you can still do 1, 2, 3, 4 and remove that user and re-enter it. Now I want to get rid of that person. I don't want them in my house anymore. Housekeeper, or you want to change their code. To remove a code, we're going to get rid of user number 3. So we're still going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 0, 3, and we're going to do #0. #0 will erase that user number. So user 3 is no longer in there. Cannot use 9876 for anything now. So if I do 9876, nothing will work. The other thing to remember when you're working with these panels is most of them have a lockout. So if you enter the wrong code more than 3 times, the panel will actually lock up for up to 15 minutes. There's nothing you can do. You can't pull the plug. You can't pull the battery. You have to wait 15 minutes before you can access it. So let's say, for instance, you know you make a mistake. So you go 1, 2, 6. What do? If you push the star key, I usually push it twice just so you know that basically is the ready key. That means start over. That means I messed up. And then you can go back to entering your code again. So I just turned the chime back off. This step, I want to show you how to set the time. The time is important for your monitoring company so they can tell what time the system was armed, what time the system was disarmed. If you don't program the time internally, basically they just can't keep track of what time something happened. So if somebody armed or disarmed your system at 4 o'clock in the morning and it showed 4 in the afternoon, you may never even know that someone was in your house in the middle of the night. So in order to do that, we're going to enter the master code, 1, 2, 3, 4, pound 63. That takes you into the time and date setup. We're going to hit enter, and then we're just going to make this 1:11 p.m., which is 1 a.m. is 2. We're going to make it 2019, and today's date 10/8. Star when we're done. That stores the information into your panel, and then that way when you're arming and disarming, it will actually come up and arm and disarm at the correct times. The quick arm buttons on the side, if they're programmed, they should do exactly what's on there. You do not need a code to do whatever these features are over here. So in this case, our stay button, if we press and hold stay, it'll arm in the stay mode. Now to disarm it, you still have to punch in your code and number 1 for off, away, same thing, press and hold, and it'll arm in away mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. And panic, obviously panic, that's going to set the siren off if I do that. You could set it up for a silent panic. In my case, I don't have it set up for silent panic. Now, some people worry about setting these features up, but you have to press and hold them. So like if you have a small child or just a curious person, unless they press and hold that, it's not actually going to set the alarm off. So you don't have to worry about that. So that covers all your basic features. That's how to arm in away, arm in stay mode, change your master code, add a new user, turn the chime on and off, set the time, and do the instant buttons. Watch some of my other videos. I'm going to do some more advanced features. I'll show you how to set up a duress code. I'll probably do individual videos for the duress code and some of the other features just to make it easier. But this has been basically like a little tutorial. If I was in your home showing you how to set up your alarm system today, these are the features I would show you.